A very good evening, Zimbabwe. You're listening to Studio 7 from the Voice of America in Washington this Sunday, March the 20th, 2022. And welcome to this special edition of Live Talk, where we'll be discussing about preparation for the forthcoming by-elections. I'm Marvelous Mhlanganya Huye.
And I'm Praxidis Jeremiah.
And tonight on Studio 7, we're talking about preparations for the forthcoming by-elections to be held on March the 26th. This weekend, the country's political parties held rallies in different parts of the country to drum up the last bit of support for the elections.
And today, the leader of the Citizens Coalition of Zimbabwe, Nelson Chamisa, held a rally in Masvingo where he urged his supporters to vote for his party's candidates in the by-election to be held on Saturday. He said his party was ready to change the lives of Zimbabweans when it's voted into power in 2023.
Let's take a listen at what Chamisa said at today's rally. The video is courtesy of the party's spokesperson, Fadzai Mahere.
My camera is not lighting up.
We were seeing there visuals of the ZANU-PF party, but we will get back to the visuals of the Citizens Coalition for Change video from Fadzai Mahere, the spokesperson.
Local government yaura central government. In our government is whose and it's kudamuti. Paitwa makansela change pasika saru to executive mayor. So that executive mayor no saru to anyone. So that area accountable to you. Kana acha dabo visa. Kwaita zomuti minister. Anengari local government is behaving like the minister of ministers or minister of mayors. Right now, no government of India, Maloma has farmers Vaganaka, has farmers Vaganaka Watata. Takamuzai, our party town of Nanokama Mombe, could say that also would have over Munanga Mombe, who will get their fan, he can't have fun. Terapaka Mukama, Unata Mukama, the Kunabanati Pomogana.
That there was the leader of the Citizens Coalition for Change, Nelson Chamisa, speaking at a rally in Masvingo today. The video is courtesy of the party spokesperson, Fadzai Mahere.
And the leader of ZANU-PF, Mr. Emmerson Mnangagwa, also held a rally in Binga where he promised to provide more services to the people of his area and apologized for the way government had not prioritized them in the past.
Let's now listen to what President Emmerson Mnangagwa said yesterday, and this video is courtesy of the Ministry of Information.
ID cards. Minister we Home Affairs, Honorable Kazembe. Aunze a team yeku ministry department ye registry yezvitupa vabuye kuno vagare kuno chief by chief vachipa zvitupa hazvinei kuti ubvunzwe kuti baba vako ndiani mai vako ndiani kotsvaka munhu anoaiwa kana wabuya uti ndoda chitupa your government nana kumwambira kyolemekezha vamwami vesu dini jonsewo kati balemekeje amwewa mulede lemekeje bamani babeleka hulumeni kambo kujatana yindu jiwotu loko munyika Zimbabwe yakasungunuka 1980 pamakore akawanda anodarika 30 tina president vamugabe hatina kuwana nguva dzakawanda dzatakasvika kuno ndoda kuti mutiregerere kunge tanga tisingauyi kuno asi kubva nhasi masamba asiyana
aiwanga kuti iminyaka yakainda tonzyo vari kuita minyaka 30 amembi minyaka tevari kusikwasikwa peo kuno pesirino ikuzwa sunu nema munotuvona.
That there was the president of ZANU-PF and the president of Zimbabwe, Emmerson Mnangagwa, speaking in Binga. The video is courtesy of the Ministry of Information.
And the campaign for the by-election has been marred, however, by violence, with the Citizens for Coalition for Change losing one of its members in Kwekwe. The CC member, Mboneni Ngube, was allegedly killed by ZANU-PF activists at the rally. Recently, another member, Godfrey Karembera, known as Mazibaba Veshanduko, was brutalized at the hands of the police a few days ago. The government issued a statement that those who committed this crime had been arrested. Now, let's take a look at how the mood was within the different parties at their rallies, as they were garnering for the last bit of support before the actual elections for the by-elections next week on Saturday. We were seeing there what was happening at the CCC rally in Masvingo, where we've seen music is really taking a center stage in all these rallies. But let's also take a look at what was happening to the ZANU-PF party at their own rally.
That there was the mood at the ZANU-PF rally yesterday in Binga. To join our discussion, you can phone us directly at 001-202-619-2077. The number again, 001-202-619-2077. And we'll call you right back.
And on the internet, you can find us at www.voazimbabwe.com and at www.voashona.com and at www.voaindebele.com. And don't forget, we are live streaming on all our Facebook platforms. So if you are on VOA Shona, please share the live stream. If you're on VOA Ndebele, do the same, and also VOA Studio 7. But PJ, before we go in language, I understand we have one of our guests who has been holding patiently, who will also be at this by-election, but she is a new kid on the block, so to speak. She just launched a new political party, but we understand we have her on the phone right now. So let's go over to our guest. Hello.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. Please introduce yourself and the name of your party so our listeners and viewers can learn who you are and what you are bringing to the table for Zimbabweans.
Thank you so much. Yes, Ndisu Wanawatete, we're the youngest political party, I think, that is actively participating in the by-election. My name is Elizabeth Valerio. I serve as the president of the United Zimbabwe Alliance, also known as UZA. We were formed in May 2021. So on the 29th of May is when we officially formed as a political party, but just a few days ago, on the 16th of March, we had an official launch, but we are actively participating in the by-elections. We have 4 candidates that are contesting.
So what do you think your chances will be? We see that, you're new to the game and everybody else who is in this game has been there for a while now.
Yes, it's a very unusual situation we find ourselves in because there are a lot of very established players. But I think Zimbabwe is ripe for change. As I've said, we were formed 9 months ago, but we are not new to the Zimbabwean people. We've actually spent the last 9 months, we've been meeting the citizens of Zimbabwe, hearing from them, shaping our priorities, our agenda as a political party based on the input we've been receiving from the citizens. So I believe our chances are really strong. We have taken a very different position in preparing for the election. We've been spending a lot of time having one-on-one conversations with the voters. We've been spending time getting to understand what their views are, what their concerns are. And in speaking to them, we're finding that most of them had been disillusioned. They had felt that there were not too many options available for them in terms of the current political options that they had. So we're very optimistic and looking forward to doing as much as we can over the coming days to reach more and more citizens. I think the only challenge we have is not enough time, but we're excited and we're looking forward to seeing the outcome of the election.
But some may argue that you might be splitting the vote when we have so many opposition parties. What's your take on that?
Yes, a lot of people do say that. And I think if you really look at the previous elections, if you look at 2018, a lot of voters opted not to show up at the polls. They chose not to vote, seemingly because they did not believe in either one of the options that were available. Our nation's been very polarized. People feel like there are 2 extremes. And we as UZA are positioning ourselves as that middle ground. We are focused fully, 100% on the citizens and what their interests are, what it is that they are looking for in the future Zimbabwe. And so we don't believe we're splitting votes. We believe that there are first-time voters coming to the polls who will be making a choice for a very different Zimbabwe from what they've been given in terms of options for the past 40 years.
Mm-hmm. Is there a 50-50 representation in your party? We haven't seen the hierarchy or the list of people that are in the executive empowering women.
So as a new political party, when we formed in 2021 in May, we were actually appointed as an interim executive directorate and interim leadership for the United Zimbabwe Alliance. We still have many positions or posts within our leadership that have not been occupied yet or not been appointed. We've decided primarily to focus on grassroots mobilization and building structures from the poll station level, from the ward level, and growing up. So at the present moment, we do have representation of 3 women, and we have 4 men. So we're not exactly 50-50, but we are led by a woman, and we have very strong leadership from the women that are represented. Our treasurer is a female, and also the leader of our women's wing. So we do certainly look at in all of the establishing of the structures throughout UZA, in all of the provinces, we emphasize equality and ensuring that women are given an equal opportunity to represent the citizenry and to ensure that their voice is heard. We also very strongly stand for the youth, and we try to ensure that youth are given leadership in terms of genuine leadership and a voice in terms of shaping the agenda that we are putting before the people of Zimbabwe. So we are a very inclusive government in waiting. We are believing and ensuring that those who have not had a voice in the past will now finally have the chance to be very visible and contributing positively to the future of our country.
PJ, I think we have our other guest. But I hear that they've dropped, so we will continue. I think we can go in language, PJ. Valeria.
Yeah, you can be stand by on the line, Miss Valerio. We're going to come back to you later on in the program. Siyalamukela zihlobo kuhlelo lwethu lwalamhlanje uhlelo as Ole Live Talk i-special edition lapho ke esixoxa ngama-by elections abalabo abakhankasayo sizwileka ekuvulweni kohlelo lamhlanje inkokheli yamabandla ehlukeneyo sebesiya to the last mile vele sokusiya ku-touchline khathesi yikho ke bavuke kumbe ngithi baphume ijumo bonke abe-CCC Mnumzana Nelson Chamisa kade ele rally yakhe umnumzana Emerson Mnangagwa laye ubele rally yakhe eZANU-PF edinga ke usekelo kuma by elections khona ngale ngaseBhinga lapho acineke khona esekhuluma la ngesitonga njalo ke siyalinxusa ukuthi siphathisane kulolu hlelo sibone ukuthi kwenzakalani kumkhankaso lo wama by elections ukhetho olwenziwa ukuthi kuthathwe ke abantu abazathatha izikhundla ezachiwa zingasela abantu kuma council kanye ke ledale leParliament lolu khetho lwenziwa ngomgqibelo mhla ka26 Mbimbitho 2022.
Aiwa PJ tinokuchingamidza ine mufaro pano pachirongwa chedu che-Live Talk special edition chatiri kukupai kubva kumastudios edu kuWashington. Nhasi tichange tiri kukurukura pamusoro pegadziriro yesarudzo yemaby elections. Tinoona kuti maby elections aya achange ariko nemusi wemugovera musi waMarch 26 asi taakusvika kwamvura yacheka makumbo tiri kuona isu zvizhinji zviri kuitika pari zvino mukutsvaga rutsigiro rwekuti ndianiko achawanikwa iye achiwana mavhoti akawanda pangave pari pamakanzura kana pane maMPs. Saka taona nhasi bato reCitizens Coalition for Change richiita iro musangano wayo mukuru kumasvingo uko taona vaNelson Chamisa vachitambirwa nechaunga vachitaurawo zvakare kuti ivo pari zvino vakatogadzirira zvekuti kana nyika ichida kuona mutakunanzva ngaiwanikwe ichivavhotera muna 2023 tikavaona zvakare vachikurudzira vatsigiri vavo kuti vawanikwe vachivhotera makanzura avo nemaMPs vari kuwanikwa ivo vachikwikwidza nemusi waMarch 26. Taona zvakare vanhu vakawanda vanga vari pamusangano iwoyu wanhasi asi nezuro takaonawo bato reZANU-PF richiwanikwa richiita musangano waro kuBhinga uko takaona mutungamiri wenyika uyezve vari mutungamiri weZANU-PF vaEmerson Mnangagwa vachitaura ivo kuti vakakumbira ruregerero kuvanhu veBhinga vachiti ivo vanoziva kuti hurumende yanga isati yanyatsowanikwa ichipa rutsigiro rakakura munzvimbo iyi asi mukuenderera mberi vachawanikwa vachiita izvi. Asi tichitarisa zvakare kuti mugadziriro iyi yemaby election taona muine mhirizhonga yakawanda. Pane mutsigiri weMDC Alliance akawanikwa achishayika kubva kurally yavo yekukwekwe. Tikazoona zvakare mumwe mutsigiri weCCC achiwanikwa zvakare achirohwa zvakaipisisa ari mumaoko emapurisa vanozikanwa nezita rekuti madzibaba veshanduko kana kuti Godfrey Karembera. Saka tiri kuona kuti ndo zvimwe zviri kuitika panyaya iyoyi yekutsvaga rutsigiro rwekuti ndiani achawanikwa achitora masitsi akawanda mungave muri mukanzuru kana kumaby elections. Saka tiange tiine vanyarikani vedu ipo pano tiri kutarisira zvakare kuti tinge tiine mutungamiri webato reCitizens Coalition for Change vaChamisa tiri kuvatarisira kuti vange vari pano ipo paprogram ino nhasi. Saka kana muine mubvunzo ibvai manyora pamapeji edu muchitaura kuti muda kuti tivabvunze kuti chii pavachange vari pachironga. PJ.
Yes, sesilomunye njalo osixhumileyo lapha uhlelo lwethu ongumhlonitshwa Nkosikhona Dibiti, siyakwamukela kuhlelo.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu sanibonani.
Yebo ba. Lina yini elise khona ngapho ngaseZimbabwe akobulawayo lasemaphandleni ezabelweni zonke zemandebeleni lihamba lisenza inhlelo ezokubhalisela ukuvota libona njani umumo unjani khona ngapho ukukhankasela ama-by elections lawa siboneke kusiba lobudlwangudlwangu kubhubha omunye oyedwa oyimsekeli we-CCC ekhwekhwe njalo kuliviki edluleyo kuchwaye kwabhaxabulwa omunye njalo umsekeli we-CCC okuthiwa nguMazi Baba so likubona njani khona ngapho nxa likhangele umumo
umumo unzima engakutshela ukuthi kalalo ngokuthula umboneni kwaba buhlungu kakhulu ukuthi ngenhlanganiso esikhankasa kakhulu ezalenzima abantu babhalise ikakhulu kubhokwe njalo bephatheke ehlelweni esingathi ngeze-electoral processes zonke kusuka kube nzima kakhulu izinto ezenzakala kwezobangazwe kwezepolitics elizweni ngoba lizathola ukuthi khona lokho yizo izinto ezenza ukuthi abantu bangasukumeli phezulu nxa sokufika endabeni zokhetho indaba eziviolence zona lezi ezokupha abantu ezokubhaqabula abantu bechawa izinto esizizwa iyo kaFebruary yayokumeleze lapho izekhe ephume ebantwini kodwa sesibona ukuthi khona lokho abantu ukuthi abasela confidence ye-process yonke njalo abantu abakwazi ukuthi are they free and safe ukuthi baparticipate entweni ezinjengezidana lezi zokhetho umuntu azikhethele ibandla futhi ukuthi alixhase imbali support kusuka kube nzima kakhulu especially kithi esingekho kwezombangazwe kodwa esikhuluma nama-citizens ukuthi bafundise ukuthi ukuphatheka enhlelweni ezitshiyeneyo elizweni kuqakatheke kanganani yiyo imibuzo ekwakhona naleyo ukuthi sizaphatheka kanjani xa abantu bechawa kangaka sizaphatheka kanjani ingqengilani nesasentshayiwe so kusenza ukuthi kube naleyo voter apathy especially ngapha emathekeleleni sikhuluma kunje so kuzaba lohlelo olwe-delimitation yiyo lathi imessage ade siyiphushe ebantwini ukuthi izabelo zizaqunywa lapha simenze silama-constituency abalutshwana ukuthi sithumela abantu ephalamende abalutshwana but imudi yakhona iphansi kakhulu sike saba le-red show nje-ekhaya vote sisebenza le-electoral resource center izolo sizama ukuthi sigijime kuma-constituencies lama-ward lapho kuzaba ama-by-elections ngeviki lona lele efikile kodwa isimanga ukuthi khona abantu abaningi ngane abakuthatheli phezulu ukuphatheka uhlelo lwama-by-elections ngoba imessage yethu izolo bekuthi go out and vote yes abantu ababhalisa kathesi ngoFebruary ngeke bevota kodwa sithi ababhalisayo kudala abasebengakwanisa ukuthi baphatheke kuma-by-elections wona la esikhayelane lawo ikakhulu ngeviki ngamalanga amalutshwana asesele kathesi kodwa akula energy leyana sisitide akula esingathi khona ngumfutho ukuthi abantu bakhangelele ukuthi baphatheke ehlelweni lezi ukuthi kuzaba nzima sesizabona nje ukuthi i-turn out izaba njani but nxa sikhangela nje ngemuva nyana sele ama-by-elections abantu abathatheli phezulu kakhulu so sesifisa ukuthi kungabe kule nhlelo ezingaba homegrown ezi-grassroots ukuthi ezisewadini lapho kule wadi kulama-elections khona kube le nhlelo zokukhuthaza abantu njengalokhu kade sikuzama izolo kodwa sesibona ukuthi izinto zalezi esikhuluma ngazo ezokutshawa kwabantu ezokuthi imihlangano yokuhlangana khona abantu ngezombangazwe abantu abakho free abantu abakho safe kuyagezelela futhi ukuthi abantu bangabi ngesingathi i-interest ukuphatheka endleleni ezidingane
ikanti-ke ngathi vele inhloso yenu liqalisa vele lali-targethe abesifazana kanye labasakhulayo vumela yini kulokuphakamela phezulu yini ukuthi abantu bayebhalisela ukuthola ilungelo lokuvota?
Isike sazama ukuthi senze inhlelo ezisheneyo ikakhulu esikhangelele ukuthi sisebenze ikakhulu esingathi ngama-first-time voters, abantu abasha abazalivota ubakaza nje. Kodwa sikunanzelelile ukuthi khona abantu abatsha okuqala kusemqoka kibo ngumsebenzi okusemqoka kibo ukuthi sidlani, okusemqoka kibo ukuthi ngaze ngiphelise elections ukuthi ngisatisfied ukhetho yaso ama-court problems sokugijinyela ama-court so abantwana bethu kade sebekhula ku-environment yonalana hayi vele ukhetho noma mina ngingakaqali ukuvota ngoba ngingakafiki i-age yokuvota vele bezindaba ezihambelana lana nokuthi ukhetho kwesinye isikhathi aluhambi kahle. Kodwa inhlelo lezi esizamileyo sigcine sesipartner even le side siwinisa abantu abasha kulabantu abasha bangu-4 abawina ama-iPhone X sibili. Inhlelo lezi bezidesign ukuthi zikhuthaze nezinto omusha ukuthi athole injongo or i-reason yokuthi khona aphatheke. Singasho ukuthi sesimbhadala ukuthi aphatheke, but sesithi asizameni ngazo zonke izinto sibe labantu abasha abangakwanisi ukubhalisa ukuvota. But esengunanzeleke ukuthi even thina siku-civil society sinje akumelanga ukuthi lathi sikhulume ngokubhalisa ukuvota nxa sokuzavota. Kumele ukuthi even khathesi ama-elections nala esiphela ka-2023 khona lapho 2023 sokukhethiwe abakhethiwe bewinile abawinileyo. Siya phambili ngenhlelo zokukhulisa ukuvota okubhalisa ukuvota idinisi lesikhiwe kuthiwa i-civic education ukuthi kuphatheka kuqakatheke ngani. Kuhle kuqalisa inhlelo zonalezo lenza ukuthi kube yi-conversation abantu abahlala beyizwa i-information abahlala beyithola ngoba antizekhi yona ithi khona i-voter registration kayivanga. So kusho ukuthi sikumele sizame imizamo ukuthi sithola abantu laba abatsha labomama njalo ukuthi baphatheke ehlelweni lezi. Kodwa omama ngathi bangcono ekuphathekeni ngoba siyababona abaningi bayabhalisa sifike ukuvota and lathi sihamba kubhizi le omama vele babehambela phezulu besukela phezulu ebhaliseni ukuvota. Obaba bangani baslow babesithi babhizi ngemisebenzi badingela abantwana ukudla, kodwa ontanga bona yikho lapho kulo msebenzi omkhulu. Indima yakho inkulu kakhulu, kumele sihlakule sisebenze gadalalo kwenze ukuthi singabi le generational gap yona leyo ukuthi khona ngathi silabantu abasha kumele ukuthi bephatheke kuhlelo lezi sibe labo khansila abantu abasha, kodwa nxa bengaphatheki entweni yokuqala njengokuthi ubhalise nje kodwa kungaba lokunzima kakhulu.
Nkosikhona Dibiti is the spokesperson of Ekhaya Vote 2023 MAV. They are campaigning, trying to urge the women mostly and the young folk, the youth, to go and register to vote. Over to
Very interesting there. Maybe let's take a look at what's going on our social media platforms to just read some of the messages that we are receiving as we go into the program and continue on with our guest. We have Adala Wegonyet, varikuti sisimavela simakadi zvenyu, Jairo Chingove, arikuti ngavapinde hake mkomana, Norman Kabanga, arikuti makadi sisi PJ, ndinokuziva muchiri ku ZBC, sisimavi munofara here. Anzi ndinonzwa kufara kuti mutungamiri wenyika vachamisa vachange vari paVOA ndokunge vakwanisa PJ, saka apa vari kuvati mutungamiri wenyika asi toziva kuti mutungamiri webato reCitizens Coalition for Change, saka kutaurawo kuri kuita kola vari pano. Fungai Agnes Mushangwe ari kuti vari pano. Bridget Chikata ari kuti makadiva shamarari vestudio 7 ndiri kukuteererai ndiri kuno kumuzansi. Saka ndo zviri kunyorwa nevamwe vari pano. Tinokutendai chaizvo uyezve tinokumbira kuti muwanikwe muchidzvanya pakanzi share kuitira kuti tiende tichiona takawanda uyezve tichitaura nevamwewo vari pano, vanyarikani vedu vari pano. I'm not sure if we still have Amai Valario timbonzwa kubva kwavari takamirira vamwe vanyarikani vedu. Hello.
Ndichiriko.
Ehe, mumboti taura mai Valerio kuti chii chakaita kuti mufunge semudzimai kuti mutange rimwe bato, tichiona kuti pari zvino tava kutopinda mumaby elections uyezve pane sarudzo huru ichange iriko muna 2023. Mune nguva here yekuti muite gadziriro?
Nguva iriko nekuti hatina kutangira nhasi, takatangira muna 29 May 2021. Since that time, we've really been spending time, shaping and developing our organization. Tukufamba nyika yose tichisangana nevanhu. Sangano wedu wasimuka, sure, tukutomhanya nacho chili chochi. So I think although most people might see us as a new political party, we are much bigger than people realize. We have a database. We've been tracking the growth of our political party. We've been tracking the membership throughout Zimbabwe, and we are very confident that in terms of our membership, the voters will turn out. We will be able to make ourselves very visible in the 2022 by-election. I know kuti pakutanga takangosarudza former constituencies saka takamirira kuwadzana East. We have a very young candidate there. His name is David Kachidza, and he's 24 years old. But we've been very selective, looking for candidates who really care about their constituency, who are from their own constituencies. That way, we don't have representatives standing for MP who are disconnected from the voters. So these are people who are really standing for the people who are going to vote for them. Kuharare East, MP candidate wedu, anonzi Garikai Mlambo. He happens also to be our chairperson, our national chairperson for United Zimbabwe Alliance. Gari Mlambo akambomirira muna 2018 as an independent candidate, so he's not new to the constituents. In his constituency, he's someone who people actually know. He's proven himself. He's really been devoted to the people, to the voters in his area. And then we are also standing in Midlands. Kinema constituencies 2 in Midlands, Kukwekwe Central. We have a candidate for MP. His name is Lennon Zingire. And then we also have Gladys Mkanami. My youth, these are individuals who have spoken up and said we want to see a very different Zimbabwe. We want to see a different community in the areas that they are representing. These are individuals who have lived the difficulties, but they've seen how life really is in those areas. We know Kutinika Yedu. I mean, in some of these constituencies, like even the most basic things like water is not available in some of these areas. So, we have selected and identified individuals who really represent the founding values of UNZA, people who will stand for us and truly demonstrate between now and the 2023 election, put them to action. See how they will change their own areas.
Mm-hmm. So have you had a chance to actually go out and have rallies like what we're seeing the Citizens Coalition for Change and doing, and ZANU-PF doing, and MDCT doing?
So we take a very different approach as UNZA. We've not, really pursued rallies in the conventional way. What we are doing is we are forming citizens events where we bring together citizens at the grassroots level, at the community level, within the urban areas. And we meet with citizens and have them speak to us about what they want in their constituency. So whereas the norm has always been the politicians are telling the voters what they will do, we say the citizens should direct the future of Zimbabwe. So we've got these citizens engagement platforms that we have carried out throughout Zimbabwe, but in particular, over the last few weeks, in those constituencies where we have by-elections, we've been meeting with small groups, a few hundred at a time, engaging with the voters, listening to them, having them share directly the vision that they have for their own community. We believe that it is not the politicians, the leaders of the community that should dictate what is to be done. We want solutions which come from the people. And that, I think, is what we really need to focus on to change our country. We need to change the narrative for Zimbabwe. We need a Zimbabwe where the citizens are at the center for the first time in directing what the communities will become. And I think if you look at every constituency, every province, the needs are different. People want to do different things. And for us to become a sustainable, economic environment, we need to make sure that we are actually equipping people on the ground to raise the bar in terms of the outcomes for their communities.
Thank you so much.
Participation.
Thank you so much. Please stay on the line as we take on our other guests, because we have a few guests that are lined up. Over to you, PJ.
Yeah, lapho ke besilaleleke unkosazana Elizabeth Valerio oyingumkhokheli welinye lamabandla asacathulayo angisalazi ibizo la ngikhona
United Zimbabwe Alliance.
United Zimbabwe. Yikho ke lapha ubesixoxela ke ubesichasisela ukuthi ibandla lakhe njengobani abalayo njalo ba lokhe besacathula kodwa ke behamba emizini lemizini bekhankasa besenzela ke ukuthi nana balungiselele ukhetho oluka 2023 laloba ke kulibandla elitsha elikhokhelwa ngowesifazana. Sesilomunye umlaleli wethu
yes, I heard that. I think we have another guest. Let me just try and hear who they
Ignatius.
are. Oh yes, we have a guest. We have a guest who's actually from Chinoi, from Ward 4. Chinoi standing in for ZANU-PF. Let's go to them, Mr. Ignatius. Let's hear from him. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, welcome to the program.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes, if you can tell us your name and which constituency you're standing in for and your party.
Okay. My name is Ignatius Rigaza. I'm standing in for councillor in Chinoi for ZANU-PF.
Yes, tell us a little bit. What are you promising the people of Chinoi that you're going to do that the other people that have been contesting for for that same seat won't be able to do?
All right. Basically, the issue that is there is an issue of, I can repeat it, it's service delivery, service delivery, service delivery. Because what the residents want right now are issues to do with supply, issues to do with roads, issues to do with sewer repairs. Those are the basic issues that have been lacking from the councillor who was standing in for them. So that's why I'm coming in to sort out on those issues, where there's been an outcry that the CCC candidate who has been there, he has virtually done nothing for them since 2018. He has not even held any meeting with the ward residents. So that's why I'm coming in and sorting out all the messes that he has provided to the residents.
Mombotiudzai zvigadza kuti zvii zvitsva zvamungati muri kuunza imomo muChinoi kana muchinge masarudzwa sakanzura weWard 4 zviri kunge zvisiri izvo zviri kupiwawo nevamwewo varimo. Tinoona kuti muri kukwikwidzana neveCCC, veMDCT nemamwewo mapato.
Maita basa zvatiri kuona kuti tinoda kuita isusu inyaya yekuti one chokutanga marodzi edu akashata zvisingaite munzvimbo yeward. Hatisi kumaintainerwa marodzi haasi kumaintainerwa regularly, zvekuti dzimwe rodzi kunzvimbo dzakaita sana Brundish vana imwe area inonzi Federation mota hadzichafambiko and maresidents anga asina kokunochemera nokuti kansela wacho anga asingaende kwavari, anga asingavape answers on their challenges. So that's where I'll be coming in. And there are areas akaita sekuBrundish again and Unyani, area inonzi Unyani, mvura iri kunetsa kuwana ikoko. But during my time, because I was their councillor from 2013 to 2018, and they were getting that the water supply during my time. So those are the areas that I'll be working on.
aiwa tinotenda kuti makwanisa kunge muri pano pachirongwa chedu. Chimbobatai makadaro timboenda kune vamwe nekuti tinotema tisina kwatakarerekera, uyezve toda kupa mukana kumapati ese ari kupinda mumaby elections aya kuti vauyewo vachitaurawo kuti ivo zvii zvavakagadzirira kuti vange vachiitira vanhu vanovatsigira munharaunda dzavanogara. PJ
tinotenda
love kungumnumzana Ignatius yena-ke ngoweZANU-PF obekhuluma laye eseChinoyi, ukhona uyancintisa kuma-by elections wona lawa, ngakho-ke laye ukhankasela ukubana angeneke kukhetho lwama-by elections ukuthi azanqobe laye. Kulungiselelwa njalo batsho njalo amabandla lawa ezombusazwe ukuthi bona bayenza lokhu ukuthi babone ukuthi nana bapime ukuthi bezwe i-temperature yokhetho luka 2023 nxa bengathola usekelo olukhulu kulolu khetho kutshengisa ukubana kuzavela-ke usekelo olukhulu ngokhetho luka 2023. It's a test case of these by-elections to the 2023 elections, they are saying.
Yes, PJ, we've seen, a lot of debates really going about, especially on social media regarding these by-elections, that they are going to be the litmus test as to what we are going to see happening during the elections. I understand we have a caller, PJ, go ahead.
Mr. Norman Kabanga, welcome to the program.
Yes, Norman on the line.
Yeah. Uyakhuluma munotaura?
Ndinotaura, ngingakwazi ukukhuluma futhi.
Siyabonga kakhulu ukuthi uyakhuluma indimi zonke. Asiqaliseke ngesindebele ukuthi wena ubona njani ukhetho lwama-by elections lapho sokulungiselelwa sokusiywa sivele sesibhekane le touchline njengoba ukhetho lukhona ngomgqibelo. Usekelo akade beludinga ebantwini amabandla ehlukeneyo.
Ya ngathi mina lento ama campaigns na by elections la sizoba nawo next week ngomhla 26 March akahambe kahle hle ngenxa yokuthi bakhona abanye bayavumelwa ukuthi bayenze noma yini bayithandayo, bayakwazi ukuthi bayenze ama campaign abo noma kuphi nasiphi isikhathi basithandayo, bese kubuye abanye mabathi bazame ukuthi bathole indawo ukuthi bayenze ba-applyishe bayazame ukwenza nalendlela kumele bayenze ngayo, kutholakala ukuthi bona abavumelekile ukuthi ayenze like into sayibona eGokwe siyaphinda yenzeka eMarondera nje indawo iningi. So lento le thina njengamaZimbabweans siyayazi ukuthi uhulumeni wethu lo uphethe manje uZANU-PF yiyo indlela bayenza ngayo ukucindezela abanye abantu. Kusho ukuthi namanye amagama asinayo kahle kahle i-independence yeZimbabwe, awunayo i-choice yokuthi uyichuzele ukuthi wena udinga ukuthi abantu baphethe ezwe lethu leZimbabwe basiyenzeleni into bayenzayo mayingahambisane izinto zisifisayo, makuthi uthi wena awuthi ngizame ngalana bese sewutholakala ungathi wena uyi-enemy
of the people.
So iletho le isiphatha kabi kakhulu njengamaZimbabweans. Ngoba manibona nje kahle ukuthi sigcine thina singasakwazi ukuhlale ezweni lethu leZimbabwe, azama sayo ukuthi siyothola imisebenzi nekwazi ukuphila nje kangcono kumanye amazwe.
Aiwa, tipewo pfungwa dzenyu nezviri kuitika izvi mugadziriro yemaby elections, maonero amuri kuita.
Yes, so chandinoshuwira ndechekuti vaMnangagwa semutungamiri wenyika vari kuparidza kuti tiri kuda runyararo, tiri hurumende inofarira runyararo, asi inini zvangu sekuona kwangu zvavari kuparidza hazvisiri izvo zvavari kuita sevakuru vehurumende, nenyaya yekuti zvakaitika pana Moneni kukwekwe handina kunzwa pavakataura anything kukondona etikrikini that issue yekuti munhu akarasiwa neupenyu. Then after high court yabvumira triple C kuti ive nerari kugokwe, kwakaonekwa kwakazara mapurisa achidzivisa rari iyoyo. Kudai vamunangagwa vakatiwo kuti nemapurisa zvavaita vakavadingirinamisa kuti sezvo vazhinji veZANU-PF vachitaura kuti isusu hatikontrole mapurisa, but president I think kuti vane simba rekuti vati no, mapurisa zvamaita hazviizvo, zvinhu ngazvifambiswe nenzira yakadai zvinhu zvifambiswe, at least paratidze a little bit of transparency pane zvinhu zvese zviri kuitwa kuti nyika yedu ienderere mberi, nekuti Zimbabwe chokwadi iri kuda kuvakwa. Iye zvino ZANU-PF inotipromisa zvinhu kuti tichakuitirai zvakati nezvakati, and these things have been promised since 1980. Some of the things zvakaitika, zvimwe zvezvinhu hazvina kukwanisa kuitika. Saka tiri kutiwo isusu zvatinenge zvinge zvichishuvira hurumende kuti iitire nyika, ngaiite yakabatana nevanhu, kwete kuti kana vamwe vanhu vafunga kuti no, hurumende yedu iyi hatisi kuona zvairi kuitira, ngatimbozama apa, vakunzi vanhu ivavo vavavengi venyika.
Aiwa, tinokutendai chaizvo nekutipawo pfungwa dzenyu vaNorman Kabanga vanga vari kutaura nesu vari kuSouth Africa. Asi sekutaura kwataita tichiri kuedza kuti tibate vaNelson Chamisa veCCC, asi semunhu ari kufamba kubva kumasvingo vachidzokera kwavari kuenda, ndofunga nhare dzavo dziri kutinetsei nekuti tambenge tavabata, but pataedza kuti tibva tavaisa panhare dzabva dzadonha. Tanga tiri kufanira zvakare kunge tiina vaChris Mutsvangwa vanova ivo mutauriri weZANU-PF, but vazowanikwa vachiuya kunhepfenyuro dzedu vachizotaura kuti havachakwanisa kupinda muchirongwa kuti tiwanikwe tichipa balance pane zvatinenge tiri kutaura. Asi tiri kuenderera mberi, tichange zvakare tichida kunzwa kuti madzibaba veshanduko tichaedza kuti tibate mudzimai wavo ari kutaura iye kuti anga aenavo nhasi kuchipatara, uyezve achitaura kuti zviri kufamba sei pamusoro peutano hwavo. PJ.
Wothi kwamanje ngithatheleli thuba-ke ukuthi ngikhangele labo abasilandelayo ababukele lolu hlelo lusiya phambili emoyeni. Kulo Peter Ntini yena-ke uphonga ubhala wathi CCC. uNathaniel Maphani Ncube uthi hayi ngaza-ke ngikukhulume lokho okubhalileyo. Uthi uRichard Moyo uthi ngiyabonga kakhulu ngalolu hlelo. uMaxine Eninyathi uthi oweCCC uthi yena kuthiwa this time tired of brutally ZANU-PF. Dination Dini Majola yena-ke uthi lo kade ekhuluma umthungameli omutsha, umkhokheli omutsha webandla elitsha, uNkosazana Elizabeth Valerio, she's bringing more division in Zimbabwe. Coincidentally, she's using the color yellow in a desperate attempt to confuse the voters. She is Gregory Jasi, which she is the new kid on the block to take ZANU-PF voters. Anyway, good luck, Tete Elizabeth. Cindy Sobepe, siyangena njalo siyongena nesisi siqala ngawo ama-by-election. uNathaniel Maphani Ncube, Maxine Eninyathi izadliwa kakhulu iZANU-PF. Kethiwe Bebe, wena-ke wakonyathi uChamisa eyigula ngani ngempilo yakho njengoba azaletha abanye bakhe from eHarare. Utarisai Kawonde is watching. Zindlovu, Sekai Masango, Kitso Agreement Moyo, Tabi Kaya, bonke laba ukuthi nje isikhathi sethu asavumi kade ngenza ukuthi ngithi fakani inombolo zenu zocingo silifonele. Yeah. Marvelous.
Yes, we think we have a caller from South Africa. Vanenge va mufundisi Richard Moyo regaiti kutambirei pachirongwa.
Makadiko tete.
Watiri wadi tipeiwo pfungwa dzenyu.
Ina ndina zvangu pfungwa dzakawanda. Chandinongoda ndoda kungonamatira zvangu sarudzo dziri kuitwa musi wemugovera idzo. Kuti dai dzikafamba zvakanaka ndicho chinhu chandinongodawo kungoita zvangu nguva diki ndidzo pfungwa dzangu dzemunamato chete. Kuti sarudzo dziitwe murunyararo kuvanhu vose vachave vanovhoterwa nevachavhota vacho. Vavhotere pavanoda vakasununguka. Saka ndina kuti ndo chinhu chandinoda kungoita zvangu in 30 seconds. Munamato 30 seconds ngokumbira Mwari nokuti
chibva maita munamato mufundisi tibva taenda kune vamwe.
Zvakanaka regai ndinamate musare njivo mwanakomana mweya musvene shawamasimba ose Jehovha kusvenazarika Baba. Tinonamata manheru ano Baba wokudenga tarisai sarudzo dzenyika yedu yeZimbabwe dzasvika musi wemugovera watakatarisa. Tinozwa sarudzo dzemedu Jehovha dzine kuchema nokushungurudzika kuzhinji kwevazhinji, vamwe vachitadza kurara mudzimba, vamwe vachiurawa. Tinokukumbira mweya wenyu Mwari utungamire nokugonera kuti sarudzo dzoitwa Baba dziitwe zvakanaka. Tinodinga panoitwa resi, umwe achakunda umwe acharuza, umwe naumwe anenge akunda anenge aruzwa ngaagamuchire musimba nemudo nokusingaperi mweya musina waMwari. Haleluya, amen.
Aiwa, magufa maita chaizvo zvakanaka. Tinokutendai mufundisi Richard Moyo vawanikwa vachimbotipa munamato wokuti ipo pasawanikwe paine yatingati mhirizhonga panguva yema-by-elections aya achange ariko nemusi weSaturday. Aiwa, tinokutendai chaizvo. Regai tione kuti pane vamwe vari kunyora zvakare paVOA show. Nanzi naDavid Maduyana, I'm watching ndiri kuno kuSouth Africa. Ndokutaura kwaari kuita Mike vamwe vakawanda vari kuti takamirira kuti tinzwe kuti zviri kunzi chii pachirongwa chenyu. Asi aiwa, tiri kuedza nhare, tiri kuedza kuti tione kuti tingabata here vanyarikani vedu vatanga tataura kuti tinenge tiinavo ipo pano kuti tienderere mberi. Asi tinokutendai nekuti munogara muchititsigira zuva nezuva pano pachirongwa chedu. Uyezve sekutaura kwandaita ndambenge ndichitaura nemudzimai wamadzibaba veshanduko vachitaura ivo kuti aiwa murume wavo akanga ari kurwadzikana iro muzuva nhasi kudai. Asi tamboedza kuti tivapindewo pachirongwa. Tichaona kuti kana nguva isati yadyanana tinogona kuvawana here. PJ.
Lapho-ke umfundisi Richard Moyo asisamnikanga ithuba lokuthi akhulume ngesindebele, kodwa-ke ngumsekelo omkhulu weStudio 7 sivame ukukhuluma laye kuliviki ephelileyo sikhulume laye njalo. Lapho-ke simuzwe enika umthandazo wokuthandazela ukhetho lwethu olwama-by-elections olwenziwa mhla ka-26 Mbimbito kungumgqibelo, njengoba kathesi-ke sokuyivele selidumela emasumpeni ukuthi line izulu, ngoba vele imikhankaso yonke leyi isizagcina kuyona le impela sonto. Engxenye ngangena ngomvulo ngolwesibili, kodwa-ke hayi selidumela emasumpeni sokulokhelo. Hansi pane mumwe muteereri ari kuMozambique, Try More Stole.
Regai tinzwe kuti vari kuti chiyalo mukoma Try More Stole.
Makasimba here tete.
Aiwa, takasimba, taurai tinzwe.
Ini ndinoona pane pamboita bhiti yaita kwamuri handiti. Time yanga ichitambiswa nevana. Ini ndiri kuno kuMozambique.
Alright. Kwakadii kuMozambique? Taurai tinzwe, muri kuona sei nyaya yesarudzo?
Nyaya yesarudzo dzekumusha tiri kutotambura kudai kuno, kudai kuno tiri kusango kudai tanga tiri kumusha kwedu kuZimbabwe, otherwise tada tikwanise kuvaka misha dzedu. Nyaya yekutambura kwenyika yedu iyo tatambudzika zvisingaiti va.
Asi makanyoresa kuvhota here?
Takarejesta, ndakabva kurejesta manje apo.
Aiwa, pakanaka pakadaro. Chitipai mazwi enyu ekupedzisira.
Ndokupedzisira ndoti dai zvinhu zvakwanisa kuita kuti Zimbabwe isununguke tione rugare munyika medu. Tatambura kuona tichishandira kunze kudai kwenyika hazvinakidziba. Zvinonakidza tione kuti tichishandira munyika medu muZimbabwe tichisimudzira nyika yedu. manje nemamiriro akaita chimiro chiri kuzimbabwe hazi kutombofamba zvachose.
Aiwa, tinokutendai chaizvo Kola, muve nezuva rakanaka kuMozambique kwamuruko.
Ndatenda tete muone zuva rakanaka kwamuri ikoko.
Thank you so much. Kola, we're hearing there PJ from our caller in Mozambique. He's saying that, his wish is to actually go back home because things are not moving very well in Mozambique. But he's also saying, lamenting that, but the situation that he's seeing at home is also not looking very good. But he wishes that he will go back to Zimbabwe and vote, in the next year's elections.
Home is best.
Yes. That's correct.
Everyone, even in the diaspora, they are all wishing they could just go back home and vote and for the government that they wish.
Yes, correct.
And for the people that they wish to be leading them. Yes.
And with a few minutes left of our broadcast, we're hoping against hope that we'll be able to get through. We were hoping that we were going to be able to get through to the guests that we had promised, but we have what we said, Mrs. Valerio, who is still here. Mai Valerio imbodzo kaizvakare pachirongwa.
Thank you very much. Ndanzwa mashoko angataurwa nemavoters, and there are a couple of things I want to just address. Imwe comment on the face, I think on social media. We use the color that was selected by Triple C. I want to just set the record straight on that one. 29 May 2021. Our colors have always been the same. We use yellow, we use brown, we use green. Most of our T-shirts have always been yellow. So I just want to set that record straight. But then also, we've got citizens who are all over the world right now. So we are looking forward to a day where we will have a very different Zimbabwe. As Uza Jatnoti, we are a non-violent political party. Zvinotigumbusa tichiona kuti vanhu kana vakuda kusarudza bato ravo vanenge vachitovhundusirwa. Izuro takaedza kuita musangano wedu. As I said, we have citizens events. We went to Chemanza grounds in Tafara. Tikanovhundusirwa nema-youth eZANU-PF. We are saying, please, let's enable every citizen to have a choice, to make a choice for the future government that they want. Isusu seuza tikuwaka hurumende new one. We want to make sure that come 2023 we have an entire new government for the people of Zimbabwe. We are committed to building Zimbabwe with the citizens of Zimbabwe. Because up to now we have not seen the Zimbabwe that we want.
Ndombokubatsai muromo ipapo amai Valerio. Mataura imi kuti makashungurudzwa nezuro, asi pane vamwe wanyora apa pasocial media hanzi kuti pati haisi project yeZANU-PF here sei yazowanikwa ichitangwa takusvika kumagumo pafacebook page yedu apa.
Inini nyaya yangu yakatangira muna 2020 ndakarwisana nehurumende iyoyi nekuti ndine safari yangu iri kuHwange. Machina anga apinda achida kutora Hwange National Park for coal mining. Nikasimudzira community yedu kuti timise zvanga zvichiitwa nehurumende iyoyi. I am not a ZANU-PF project. We are not affiliated with ZANU. We will never join Pollard. Saka isusu tiri kutoona ma-attacks ari kuuya kwatiri from Triple C. Ma-members at Triple C, if you look at our social media platforms, they are attacking us as if though we don't have the right to be part of this democratic space. We are being attacked by ZANU-PF. So as a new political party, we are saying, please, let the citizens choose the future government that they want. As Uza, we are very committed, very determined to make sure that we will have a very different Zimbabwe. Come 2023, Tichamirira, my constituencies also, and we will ensure that we have leaders that represent the people of Zimbabwe.
Thank you so much, PJ. If you can just maybe have a few words before we wind down our broadcast.
This was lo bekungunkosikazi Elizabeth Valerio owebandla elichacha le United Zimbabwe Alliance lapho bekhuluma ngenjongo yabo njalo ikhuluma ukuthi kunje bayahlaselwa ngapha la ngapha.
On that note, unfortunately, we have no extra time, just like what we're seeing as the elections are coming to a draw with the March 26th by-election. I'm Marvelous Mhlanga Nyahuye, thanking our guests who are here with us.
Lami Praxetis Jeremiah and Siti Lilal.